Yankees fans, I come in peace. Today, we are going to be looking at the Yankees' potential starting lineup for 2025 and putting that against the Mets' starting lineup for 2025. We're going to be comparing positions and then overall just which team is going to finish in a better spot this season. So let's get right into this video. Again, you guys are probably going to disagree with certain takes that I have, so let me know in the comment section below. Very controversial subject, but again, that's the beauty of the Subway Series. One team's NL, one team's AL, and hopefully we see each other in the World Series. So let's start off with first base. Now, of course, the Mets just re-signed Pete Alonso. It is tough to beat Pete Alonso for sure. The Yankees signed Paul Goldschmidt. Now, Goldschmidt in his prime was a very solid player, but I don't think I'm going to surprise anyone when I say I would much rather have Pete Alonso on my team right now. Goldschmidt's a little bit older. His fielding still is pretty solid, but just at the plate, you could only imagine it's going to diminish throughout the season. Pete Alonso coming off a pretty rough year, I would say. Again, he still got paid pretty well, but wasn't able to get that long-term contract. So I'll give the Mets this one with Pete Alonso, though. I think he has a bounce-back year. Goldschmidt, I think he'll be solid for the Yankees. Again, I just think it's the age that comes into question. So let's start with first base, and then we'll move our way left to second base. Let's start with the Yankees this time. Jazz Chisholm will most likely be the second baseman for the Yankees, and well, we know what Jazz has. He did struggle a little bit with the Yankees in certain regards last season with the Yankees, but overall, Jazz Chisholm is an absolute stud, and if he could get it all going together, his fielding, his hitting, he's got the speed. He is an all-around player. We shift to the Mets, and we look at second base, and right now it's probably Jeff McNeil. Again, McNeil won the batting title a couple seasons ago, but since then, he just hasn't been the same. Still a solid player in the field, still a solid bat, but man, I got to give this one to Jazz Chisholm all day long, so evened it up there. Now let's move to shortstop. We'll start with the Mets this time. Francisco Lindor. What can I really say about Francisco Lindor other than he is a potential MVP every single year? This guy is just an absolute stud. Comparing him to Anthony Volpe on the Yankees feels disrespectful. I got to give that one to the Mets. Volpe still very young. I know a lot of Yankees fans are kind of hoping for a little bit more from him. I know they still have hope in him. They still have belief in Volpe, and as a New York fan, I guess I can root for Anthony Volpe in that regard, but I got to give that one to Lindor. I don't think anyone's arguing with me on that one. Now let's move to third base. Yankees have a couple options. We're going to go with Oswaldo Cabrera, though. I think this is his year to finally step up into that role. Cabrera, again, kind of stumbled out of the gate with the Yankees. A lot of potential, but wasn't really able to draw his way in the lineup. We switch over to the Mets, and they have Mark Vientos at third base right now. Again, it could be Brett Baty if anything changes, but you really got to go with Vientos to start the season because Vientos had a breakout year, and he might have been the best player on the whole team in the playoffs for the Mets. So I got to give this one to the Mets. I think Mark Vientos definitely better than Oswaldo there. We'll see what happens, though. Again, Vientos, his whiff rate was pretty high. His strikeout rate was pretty high, but he really got it going towards the end of the year. And again, this was a guy that wasn't on the roster in the beginning of the year, and he managed to get the call up, and he felt disrespected by not making the team, and he certainly proved the Mets wrong. Now let's move behind the plate to catcher, starting with the Mets, Francisco Alvarez, a very solid option. He changed his swing up quite a bit. He kind of mimics J.D. Martinez's swing now. He's got that long back swing, so we'll see how that works out, but he definitely fell off from behind the plate last year. Just defensively, too, he's still good at blocking, but his throwdowns weren't really getting runners out. Again, had a really strong spring training, but other than that, had kind of a down year there. We move over to the Yankees. Austin Wells will probably be the starting catcher this year. And Austin Wells, he had a very solid year for the Yankees, had a lot of home runs. I know there was that period of time when Yankees fans were kind of crowning him the king. He had a good little stretch there for the Yankees. So this one's tough. I'll give it to Austin Wells, honestly. I think Alvarez, could definitely take that away from him this year. And as far as potential goes, I think Alvarez has more potential, but both very solid options and, catchers that could be on these teams for years to come. Now let's move to the outfield. Starting with right field. We're going to say Aaron Judge in right field for the Yankees. It doesn't matter who you put out there for the Mets. It's not going to beat that. But, we'll just kind of give that to the Yankees. Although, if you put Juan Soto in right field, again, you have to keep in mind that we don't really know if Juan Soto is going to be playing left field or right field. We'll put him at right field for this video. We'll compare the two giants, I guess. Big addition for the Mets to get Juan Soto, but Aaron Judge, if he's playing right field this year, I think he is probably the overall better player. Again, Juan Soto struggles in the field a little bit more than Aaron Judge does, and then Aaron Judge is just, I guess, the better hitter, but it's so close. We'll see what happens this season. Juan Soto could be the better player for years to come. I'll give it to Aaron Judge because I haven't really seen Juan Soto on the Mets. We know Aaron Judge can, light it up with the Yankees, so we'll see how Juan Soto fares at Citi Field, and we could always change our minds on this one. Moving over to center field, the Mets, of course, getting rid of Harrison Bader. He is on the Twins now, so that left a hole open for them. Of course, they still have Tyrone Taylor, but Jose Siri is probably going to be the opening day center fielder. Jose Siri struggles from the plate, but his defense is incredible. Comparing that to the Yankees here, the Yankees center fielder is newly acquired Cody Bellinger. I think we got to give this one to Cody Bellinger. Again, he looked really solid with the Cubs for certain stints. And, Cody Bellinger is Cody Bellinger. I don't think Jose Siri can hold a candle to him at the plate. Although, defensive-wise, Jose Siri is one of the best in the game. But I'm going to give this one to Bellinger. And last but not least, we are going to go to left field. Jason Dominguez, we could say potentially for the Yankees in left field. Again, there's other options, right? I'm just throwing these out there. Let me know in the comment section if you disagree with some of these projections. These are just projected lineups, of course. Baseball is a game where every game there's new people and new positions. We'll say Jason Dominguez for now, and then we go to the Mets, and we're going to say Brandon Nimmo shifts and continues to stay in the left field. Got to give this one to Brandon Nimmo. He really came around last year, had a nice season. His hitting is solid. His fielding has improved tremendously since his rookie year with the Mets. Again, he used to play center field, moved over to left field, and he's definitely improved in the field. So let me know what you guys think. Again, the Mets have guys like Starling Marte, who will be in the field. Like I mentioned, Tyrone Taylor, and then some other infielders too. Nick Madrigal potentially making the team as well. And of course, the Yankees have a plethora of talent on that bench as well. Let me know who you think has the better record in the comment section below too. I think both of these teams win their division. Honestly, I think it's going to be a fun year for the Subway Series. The Yankees, again, they tried to replace Soto with Goldschmidt, Bellinger, but we'll see what happens. And then, I guess at the very end of this video, we could say DHs. We could put Starling Marte for the Mets if you really want to, and then Yankees, we'll just say Giancarlo Stanton. I think we all know that the Yankees are going to win that one. Stanton is an absolute beast from the plate. Marte's getting a little bit older, but still a very solid player. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Leave a like on this video, subscribe. Thank you guys for watching this video, and peace out.